Welcome. A message from your future self is today's time. Let's pick a card. Take a deep breath and exhale. Pile 1, we have the sun. Pile 2, the moon. And pile 3, the Ace of Cups. Take another deep breath and exhale. Timestamps will be in the description box. Pause the video now if you need more time to choose your pile. See what your pile. Welcome, pile 1. If you chose the sun, this is going to be your reading. These are the messages from your future self. Okay. You just take a seat and let's get this started. Okay. The sun. Okay, I'm not going to read so much into this energy, but what I can say, if you chose the sun, it may be that you are in need of positivity in your life. You want to feel more uplifted. You want to, currently in this present moment, you want to be happier, okay? You just feel like you want some positive energy in your life. You want to see some change. You want to raise your vibration. Okay, future self. Future self. We're going to start with this oracle card. We have initiation by water. Okay. The number 23 could be relevant. The number 5. 5 is a number of change. Change, Mercury energy. When it comes to numerology, communication, networking, Gemini energy, Virgo energy here. All right, so here's what I'm seeing immediately off the bat. We see two contrasting energies here. We have fire and water. Fire being the more uplifting energy, water being the more... I'm seeing melancholy. I am seeing sadness. I'm seeing emotions, which again, it's not negative or positive. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just... it's part of our whole as human beings is to feel an array of emotions. Whether we acknowledge our emotions or not, that is beyond the point. But what it seems like when I see initiation by water, I'm seeing this as your starting point. Either you've always been someone who's very emotional, or this is where you are at right now. You're in a place where you could be crying a lot, purging a lot of emotions, cleansing, on a soul level, cleansing from trauma, from past pain, from experiences. Also acknowledging your emotions and your feelings rather than pushing them to the side, and that could be triggering a lot of sadness in you. But this is a starting point. Your future self wants you to know this is not how it's always going to be. This is where you're going to end up with the sun here, okay? After the rain comes the sun, and that sun that dries your tears from your face. The sun that comes out after a good cry. That's the kind of energy I'm seeing here for you. So it's not always going to be this way. You needed to go through this right now because you're going through a purging and a cleansing, and it's almost like you need to sit with the sadness, but it's temporary. It's not always going to be like this. And I'm also hearing something else. There's something you can do about this sadness, and this sadness is meant to kind of spring you into taking action toward taking your happiness into your own hands, taking the wheel, taking the driver's seat when it comes to your happiness, not expecting external circumstances or other people to kind of fill in that gap. It has to be something that stems from within. But when I'm looking at this depiction here, I'm seeing a strong solar plexus shining through. So this is telling me that whatever crying you're doing, whatever sadness you're feeling, however you're sitting with your feelings and your emotions right now, it's working to actually make you stronger and more within your core. Like your self-confidence is going to shine through. your will to overcome, to take action when it comes to, okay, how can I make myself happy? I'm tired of being unhappy. I'm tired of suffering. I'm tired of expecting things from others, or expecting for external circumstances to change when I can do something about that. So there's something very empowering that you're learning through this whole process, and that's what your future self wants to tell you, that yes, you're going to adopt a different posture, a different attitude when it comes to, okay, so we can do something about this. You're going to understand, or you've already understood, that you can actually do something about this, and possibly you're already doing something about it. And they're saying this is temporary. Whatever you're going through is temporary. So no definite solutions for a temporary problem. Okay, that's another thing that's coming through. They want to make sure that there are no definite solutions for temporary problems. Okay. Venus, yes, confirming. Your future self is telling you life is going to get better. Life is going to be sweeter. Cancerian energy. Mother energy. Sorry, nurturing energy. Nurturing the self. Nurture yourself is the first message coming through. Is that, yeah, that's Cancerian. Fourth house, again, mother energy, but also nurturing yourself. Taking care of your home, taking care of your body. Going back to the past and looking at the past and healing the past and making peace with your past, forgiving your past self, forgiving someone in your past, acknowledging that something happened, but it's not what happened to you, it's what you do moving forward that is going to make all the difference. So I see anyone here watching this pile, if you have been stuck in, if you resonate with having been stuck in a victim mentality mindset, I'm not saying you weren't a victim or you aren't, okay? Most likely you were or you are. Even though I don't like to make that kind of affirmation, that's the starting point. That's where we initiate, okay? Sorry, I had to pause to sneeze. That is where we are. Okay, we can acknowledge that. And there's no better place to start than from where we are. So we can't think that everyone who has healed or made it or feels good and healthy and uplifted has started from a good place. We can't assume that, but many times we do. We think these things only happen to us, when in reality they do happen to a lot more people, and we're really not alone. So that is what I'm seeing here. Okay. So the fourth house and Cancerian energy. So there could be mother wounds that you are dealing with. You could have become a mother and that has changed you, and it has made you more emotional, more empathic, possibly. So it could have been that you had a case of the baby blues, like a post-natal depression is very possible, but not because you have something wrong with you, but just because there have been feelings activated within you that you no longer, all that energy that you used to have on yourself, you transferred, and all those worries, all that self-love, you've transferred to a child or your children. And you kind of lost yourself in that process, very possibly, and there's a process of getting back to yourself. For others of you, you will become mothers or parents and find the mother of your children or have a child with someone. And this child, I am seeing, is mostly going to be a masculine, a male child. If this is about a child coming through in your future, if that's something that you want and resonate with, the number 19 and the number 1 could be relevant to you. All right, the number 23, the number 5, change. So if you've been in the state of being all up in your emotions, sad, or it's going to change, okay? There is change here. And if you're a mother, you're going to have a more harmonious experience. If you are a mother, or if you're going to be a mother, or if you're going to have a child with someone, there's going to be abundance coming in. Now with Venus and the Sun there, I'm seeing Empress energy with Cancerian, who's the mother. There's a strong energy here of a child or a project, an initiation of a child or a project, a new life, new something. Yeah, look at this. Sadness. What did I say? I was seeing the sadness from the beginning. But again, look, we have the number 5 here again, confirming that this is going to change. This is going to change. Whatever sadness you're feeling, you're definitely on a path toward happiness. So I see you going from one end of the spectrum to the higher end of the spectrum of the vibration field. And we have the heart. So yeah, your heart has been activated. You're feeling a lot. There's a lot of feelings going on within you because your heart chakra is opening and activating. I'm seeing 2 people in a boat there, so there could be a situation where there is a relationship here. And with the number 31 being there, 31 is the 5 of Wands card number in the tarot. So that points to challenges, obstacles to overcome, conflict, difficulties, competition even. So yeah, there could have been a relationship that was challenging there's this sadness within you because you seem to end up dealing with relationships that are challenging, or there has been one that has been challenging, more specifically a romantic relationship, or just it could be the relationship with your mother or your child as well, okay? If you're a mother, because it's very strong energy. So there's deep feelings here. There's an activation of the heart chakra. There's sadness in your heart. Sadness in your heart. But with 2 5s being here very strongly, this is confirming that there will be change. This is just the starting point, and this is temporary. Okay, beautiful. The number 31 could resonate with you, as well as the number 4. 4 means discipline. It means structure. It means routines. So it could be that you need to change your routines as a mother, or that you need to change your routines as a person, because something about your routines could be affecting your mood, okay? Let's say you are going to bed late and waking up really early. You're not getting enough sleep. You're not drinking enough water. You're not exercising. You probably the relationships, the people you surround yourself with or interact with, people that bring your energy down. It could be that something you're eating is also affecting you, because all the food has vibration. Even fabric, the clothes that we wear have a certain vibration, if you want to look into that. Cotton has a really high vibration, where other things such as polyester have a really low vibration. And when we put these things over our body, it really affects our energy field. So yeah, so whatever it is that you do daily, something about how you structure or how you don't structure yourself. Are you paying enough attention to what you... And the number 4 here, again, I just noticed we have 2 4s. Look at this. Again, pointing to structure. Maybe you had a mother who wasn't very structured, who didn't teach you this. Or maybe you feel... If you're a mother, you feel like you have routines for your child, but you don't have them for yourself or something. What is going on here? But anyway, there's a lot of synchronicities for sure. And but let's see, what do we have from the tarot? So we have the 3 of Cups. Okay, Cups again, pointing to emotions. All right, 3 of Cups. Right, okay. We have the Death card. Now, don't be alarmed because, again, I do not allow any tragic messages come through. So death here is a death and a rebirth, as in it's a spiritual thing. It's an ending and a new beginning. It's a transformation, okay? That is always how I read the death in my readings. Queen of Chalices, Queen of Cups. All right. And let's see, do we have enough space for all of these? Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Oh, I see where this is going. Yeah, this is actually really aligning with the message. And now we have the Queen of Wands. All right. So you could have Taurus. Sorry, why did I say Taurus? Well, maybe because of the Venus. Taurus or Libra in your chart is possible. So I said that for a reason. You could have Leo in your chart. You could have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries in your chart. Okay. But again, the Queen of Cups is pointing to emotions, and she has a child on her lap here. Look at that. Now, I can't really see, gender is definitely not important here, but there is a child. So for some of you, what I'm seeing again is motherhood and your life having changed a lot since you were a mother. And you may not understand why you've changed, or why you're so emotional, or why you're so sad, despite it should be the happiest time of your life, but you don't feel happy. It's because there was a lot of hormonal changes within you, connecting you to this child, to be there for this child's survival, possibly. But again, this could have nothing to do with a child. It could be your own childhood wounds coming to the surface, that maybe you've pushed away for a very long time, but for some reason they became very evident. Now, again, this is the initiation. This is your starting point where you are right now. Now, it could be now that something about your childhood has prompted you to have some kind of Mary addiction. When I say Mary addiction, is was something that allowed you to feel more lighthearted temporarily, and do something. It could have been with drinking, it could have been with codependency, it could have been with friends, it could have been just something that just kept your mind off something you needed to work through, but you didn't because you wanted to avoid it, okay? What I see, though, is whatever happened due to the birth of a child or some other event that triggered. It could have been a spiritual awakening where you had a death and a rebirth, and someone was the catalyst of the spiritual awakening, or someone who just activated your inner child, or something that happened here that led you to consider or put an end to certain ways or addictions or partying. Or now, for some of you, if you are mothers, you were used to a life where you were free, carefree, and you could just party and not have a care in the world, but then this other little person came in and put an end to that, and now, like, let's say you used to drink and now you can't, so that coping mechanism is no longer there. Or you put an end to some kind of toxic coping mechanism, addiction, behavior pattern that helped you cope, but there has been a spiritual awakening and you kind of put that to an end, but now you're having to cope with. So there's a lot going on here that could be, okay, this could be childhood stuff, this could be addictions, or this could just be a whole change of lifestyle that has affected you and has made you now have to do something on the daily, be very invested and very practical and very, what's the name for it, dedicated to something outside yourself, or you're having to do the work on yourself to transform and to be okay with this new version of yourself that is acknowledging childhood wounds, that is letting go of addictions, that is letting go of codependencies, and that is, or letting go of a certain lifestyle and having to embrace a more responsible approach, either when it comes to you as a person now having to care for another human being who is dependent on you, or where it's you being responsible and taking it into your own hands to heal yourself from either a negative mindset or behavior patterns or codependencies, or even self-sabotaging, self-talk, that kind of thing. And it's a work in progress, and it does take dedication, it takes structure, it takes routines, it takes strategizing, and it takes putting in the daily work. And that is what your future self is saying, is coming through to say to you, put an end to that, you have put an end to that, congratulations, now you have to put in the daily work. Because where you're going, if you do that, is, look, the Queen of Fire, the Queen of Wands, who is, more uplifted. Again, water, fire, water, fire. Water is the beginning. Yes, you know a lot about sadness and you know a lot about emotions now, but now you have to work on being happy. Being happy, the process of getting to be happy after a period of sadness, after purging, after dealing with things you didn't want to look at, after pain and trauma, after addictions, is work. What stands between you being sad and you being happy is work. Working on yourself, working on your health, working on your daily habits, putting in the daily work, being practical, strategizing, having a schedule, sticking to it, working on your body, exercising, because this is Pentacles energy. It's taking care of your physical health, your physical surroundings. So it's almost a form of distracting yourself with work, but it's a lot more than that. It is about nurturing your body, nurturing your mind, nurturing your soul, but putting in the practical physical work to make that happen. So let's say you want to have time to meditate, or you want to have time to go on a retreat, or you want to have time to exercise, or you want to have time to just sit there and breathe. The act of sitting there and breathing is a physical thing. You have to breathe, you have to sit there. Even though where it takes you there is a spiritual place, you still have to put in the physical work, okay? We have Aries. Yeah, you could have Aries in your chart, but again, this is initiation by fire now. This is going from initiation by water to change it into now initiating a new way of life, a new way of doing things, feeling more driven, feeling more motivated. So your future self is coming through to say, yes, you will feel more driven. Yes, you're going to get out of this. And yes, you're going to have a new beginning where you're feeling motivated, inspired, and taking that leap of faith, having the courage to take action from your heart space. Okay? Yes, you're going to have the courage to do something, but you need to put in the daily work to feel better, one step at a time, one day at a time. And again, the Serenity Prayer is coming through, so look up the Serenity Prayer. It could help you. Ho'oponopono as well. I love you, I forgive you, and tapping, you can do that. And then we have Libra. You could have Libra in your chart. We did see that Venusian energy here. And Aries. The number 4 is also the Emperor, and the Emperor is also Aries. So again, it's taking charge, taking the wheel, being in the driver's seat of your life here. Taking off those rose-colored glasses, because a lot of the sadness I feel is connected to illusions from the past, or certain beliefs that you had that, the way love should show up in your life, or the way motherhood should be, or whatever was romanticized here, it's like there was a shock to your system, and that made you sad because you weren't ready, you weren't prepared, you thought it would be a certain way with a relationship or whatever this was, and it didn't end up being that way. But now you're finding peace with that, and you're understanding that things just are the way they are. There's an acceptance, and that's the starting point, is after you feel sorry for yourself, because we all do, okay? Or after you really go through pain, and then you're able to look back and say, if I knew what I know now, if I wasn't so, if I didn't see the world in a way that maybe it's not even your fault, it definitely isn't your fault, but the way you believe the world to be, but now accepting the way the world is, and finding a way to be okay with that, and beyond okay, being happy, because you understand that it is actually up to you, and it's in no one else's hands but your own. And so your future self is coming to say that there's a change in the sadness, and it's going to be substituted by this happiness. There's a healing around your heart chakra. Your solar plexus chakra is going to strengthen. You could be and should be maybe focusing on exercising, drinking water, crying it all out, but then finding ways and mechanisms. How can you change your day? How can you restructure yourself to make sure you allow that happiness to come shining in? And so with the 8 of Pentacles, I'm seeing 8 daily things, 8 daily changes you can do. Are you getting enough sun? Are you walking? Are you exercising? Are you sleeping correctly? Are you drinking enough water? Are you eating the right foods? Are you surrounding yourself with uplifting people? Are you focusing on the practical side of what needs to be done? And one step at a time, one small change every single day from the minute you wake up. If you change one thing every day and you maintain the things that you've changed the previous days, you're going to see a change and a glow up. I'm seeing a glow up in this pile here. Okay, so it could be a simple change such as waking up and immediately making your bed, instead of just opening your bed and making it up later, or just waking up and drinking a glass of lemon water if that's something you don't do, or just drinking a glass of water if that's something you don't do, because we sleep for what, 8, 9, 10 hours or less or more, it doesn't matter, but we dehydrate during that process. We sweat, right? And so our organs, like imagine, have you seen dry meat and what happens when meat dries up? It becomes really hard and it cracks. So can you imagine, and it glues, the fat glues everything together. So can you imagine your organs inside your body with no water, all gluing up to each other? And if your veins glue up and your organs glue up, what happens? How can blood even circulate? How can your muscles move, right? So again, if you want have you seen a water mill? Like you need to, or anything moved by water or wind or whatever. We are made of 70% water, right? Every time you drink water, you're making that mill, those wheels turn around and everything circulate. If you don't drink water, nothing's circulating. If you don't walk, nothing's circulating. If you don't ground, nothing's circulating. And by grounding, I mean walking around barefoot. I saw this experiment that this lab technician, doctor, researcher did. He pricked the 2 ladies' fingers, and he put their blood under the microscope, and he saw all these red cells conglomerating around each other, and the blood really stuck. So I'm thinking, that's coagulation, right? In my mind. And so we're not even talking about water now, but again, initiation by water. Water is very important here, drinking water. But then I need to mention this other thing where then he told them to go outside and walk around on soil barefoot. And so they did that. They came back after, I think, was half an hour or 2 hours, I don't remember. And so he pricked their finger again, put their blood under the microscope. What happened? These red cells were not sticking together anymore, and they were circulating a lot faster. So see, that is the power of grounding. So it's not just the water. We need everything. We are made of chemicals and electricity. Literally, our brain, our synapses are chemical and electrical exchanges between neurons. So when we ground, we discharge electricity and energy, really. And it's whatever is stuck within us keeps our blood stuck as well. And so this is, I don't know why you need this information coming through today, but your future self is telling you all these things. So it's going to get better. The sun is going to shine after the tears. This is a temporary but necessary process you're going through right now. And you are transforming. You are learning. You're going through a process of learning how to be happy and how to make yourself happy no matter what is going on around you. And because of that, you're going to be attracting in a lot happier situations as a consequence. Pile 1, that was your reading. It was a pleasure to read for you guys today. Let me know how this resonates for you in the comment section. If it did not resonate, choose another pile. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Thank you for all your likes. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting, sharing the video. It really helps the channel and it helps me bring you more. For extra content, you have Patreon, TikTok, YouTube members area. Information for that is in the description box. For readings, life purpose reports, and energy healing, you can find my email in the description box. For the healing bracelets, crystal, real gem, natural gem, and real gold-filled bracelets with healing properties, you can find a description in the description box, a special link with a discount code. Now, next week, I am going on vacation. I'm going to close the store for 10 days, something like that. So if you want to get those bracelets now, go ahead. And yeah, it was a pleasure to read for you guys today. See you sometime soon. Bye. Till next time. Welcome, pile 2, if you chose the moon. This is your reading. All right. So, similar energy to pile 1, where I'm seeing the subconscious, I'm seeing a secret, but it's different though, but you could have felt connected to pile 1, so you may want to go check out that message. It may be part 2 for your part 1. This could be your part 1, most likely, if you clicked on this first. The moon, so I'm seeing secrets, I am seeing fears, I'm seeing secret fears, I'm seeing the subconscious. So with the full moon being there, because that is a full moon, there could be something about your subconscious that will be triggered and will come to light and revealed to you. You could be going through some emotional times. You could have Cancerian or Piscean energy in your chart. The number 18 and the number 9 could be relevant to you. You're closing a cycle is one thing I'm seeing here. You're closing a cycle. The Egyptian pyramids could mean something to you. Color blue. You could be feeling blue, or something about communication is coming through here, possibly. Okay. Okay. Next up, we have hold your center. It could be tough. It could be something that's been hard to do, is hold yourself through this process, whatever process you're going through, or you're trying to hold on to a certain way of being or a certain way of feeling, and it's been tough because you feel like you've been awakened to something that's going on within you because your subconscious has come to light. We have the number 34 here and the number 7. So the number 7 is your spiritual self side and a spiritual journey. Maybe you are currently awakening to your spiritual journey, or maybe you've been overextending yourself. With this moon energy, you could be very nurturing. You could be someone who is very empathic. You feel other people's pain, and so you end up doing a lot and doing too much to the point where you drain your energy. you try to bend over backwards to accommodate people's needs, possibly at the expense of your own well-being. So your future self is saying maybe you're overextending yourself, and maybe, you know, you may want to pay attention to how you are affecting yourself. It could be a case that you are having trouble setting boundaries, but there is a need to set some boundaries here. If people can't read your mind, most people, so if you feel like someone is abusing your time or your goodwill or whatever, or your good heart, then it could be that they don't know that they're doing this. So maybe you need to communicate to them that you're feeling like you need to rest, or it depends on the relationship. You can tell them, you know, you feel like you're doing a little bit too much. Now, there's a need for assertion. You need to be assertive, but maybe you associate assertion with something aggressive or harsh, when it doesn't have to be. You can be assertive in a kind and loving way. You can say the same thing, but because the problem with overextending yourself is that you could be lashing out at people out of nowhere, or feeling just really like triggered or depressed and lashing out or coming out in these weird ways toward people, and people then don't understand how you can be doing so much, and all of a sudden you become this other person. It's because you're not finding a healthy way of regulating your own needs and filling your own cup and allowing yourself to replenish your own energy. So you need to anchor your energy, find your own ground. What is acceptable to you? What kind of time you can give? How much time you can give that is healthy and that doesn't become too much? Saying no when you mean no, and just because people expect or ask things of you doesn't mean you owe that to them, is what I'm seeing here. So it's like you also have to understand how committed you are to your own balance, and you're becoming conscious, or you will become conscious of why you're feeling drained, why you're feeling unsettled, emotional, unhappy. It could be because you're overextending yourself and you're not pouring into your cup before you pour into someone else's cup. You know how it's recommended when you're on a plane and there's depressurization, and they recommend that in case the masks come down, you will want to put the mask on yourself first and then help someone else, or either a child or someone who can't do it for themselves. Because if you lose consciousness, no one can save themselves. But if you are conscious, even if the child or the other person loses their consciousness for a while, if you will be in time to help them, if that makes sense. So just try to put that on to your own life and experience. And we have the Phoenix rising in the number 32 could be relevant. 32, 3 plus 2 is a 5. 5 means change. So 5s came out in pile number 1. So again, another indication that pile 1 has a message for you. Phoenix rising from the ashes. So the Phoenix. So it could be that you're at a point in your life where you feel that you're a failure, or other people think that you're not going anywhere in life, or maybe you have the assumption that other people see you as a failure, possibly. And you know what? People are judgmental, and maybe they do, and it doesn't matter, really. But what I'm seeing here with Phoenix rising is you're going to surprise people, if that is the case. You're even going to surprise yourself. So you're going to come back stronger. You're going to come back shinier. You're going to come back better. That's what I'm seeing, quite frankly. We have the empty room. It could be that right now you're feeling quite empty. But with the empty room here, I'm seeing this as a starting point. You are starting fresh. It's like you're gonna rewrite your story, and I'm seeing a filling of you're feeling like a void, but you're gonna fill that void. Ace of Pentacles, new beginning that is prosperous, long-lasting, and stable, and healthy. Okay, beautiful. The Star, beautiful. The number 17 could be relevant, and the number 8. You could have Aquarius in your chart. Four of Cups. All right. Four of Cups. The Seven of Swords. Yep. And the Three of Wands. Yeah. So it's like, again, it seems like you expect other people to read your mind, but they don't. Most people cannot do that. They just don't have the ability, and they're most likely not empaths. Okay? Now, what I see here is you're going to have wish fulfillment. You're going to achieve a long-term goal. You've laid the ground for that. You've planted the seed, and that seed is going to turn out. You can be hopeful for the future. Your future self is saying, be hopeful. There is hope. Whatever seed you've planted on self-healing, nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, or starting that project, taking care of your health, exercising, eating healthy, it's going to pay off. You're going to achieve a long-term goal of something you've started either recently or some time ago, where you dedicated your money and your time. It's going to pay off. For others of you, you are going to be a star. You're going to have a following. You're going to have fans. You're going to be seen. You're going to have support. I'm seeing some fame here as well. For some of you, if you want that, if you resonate with that. I'm just seeing a long-term goal achieved. I am seeing healing. I'm seeing hope. And I am seeing wish fulfillment. Now, with the Four of Cups sitting in the middle there, you're sitting there saying, oh, yeah, no, it doesn't seem that way. Well, because it's the four, again, is Cancerian energy, is moon energy. It's that emotional energy. You're like, you're simply, you can't see it because you're just looking down all the time, and you're taking care of these little things, or you're always like picking yourself up and feeling like you can't do it, and it's because you're drained. You're bored, you're discontent, you're like, how do I get myself out of this? But you're already doing something about it, but you don't quite believe the outcome is there. And so with the Seven of Swords here, you manifest things, you believe in things, you wish for things, but then you sabotage those things with your thoughts. And you don't believe that they're going to happen, and therefore you delay and you create obstacles and blocks to this manifestation. There's an important message here. If you're always looking down, that is low vibrational energy. Start looking up and start seeing how your energy changes. Let's say you're walking on the sidewalk in a city and you're looking down at your feet, at what's going on in the floor. You don't look at people, you don't look straight, you don't look up, you don't look at the sky, you don't look at the birds, you don't look at the tree tops, you don't look at what's going on up above you. It means you're in a low vibrational state. One way of changing this low vibration is simply the act of looking up. That will already change a lot for you. Then the Seven of Swords is saying part of your self-sabotaging behaviors have to do with the fact that you physically always look down and you never look up. And then the other thing, with the Three of Wands being here, you're wishing and waiting for things to change. You're always waiting for your ships to come in, meaning you're not feeling that your manifestation is coming in. It's because it's not with you energetically. It's because you don't feel it energetically. But guess what? You're not going to feel it energetically in the future. You have to feel it energetically right now, as if you have these things. Otherwise, you're sabotaging by just pushing it into the future, and not believing it is with you in the present moment. So I do have an affirmation meditation here on the channel. I'm going to suggest it at the top here in a little box one at the end of this pile, or you can just look for it in my videos here on the channel. There needs to be a change here in how you talk to yourself, how you think, and the words you speak. You know, the words we speak are spells that we're constantly casting on our lives. So you want to make sure those words are positive, in the present tense, coming from a healthy self-concept, and coming from positive assumptions of what you believe about yourself and what you believe is possible for yourself and what you believe you're capable of. Right? If you can change this, if you can start looking up, you can start changing things, and the healthy boundaries as well. Quincunx, yes, otherwise life is just going to be complex. And you know what? This reading might just be that puzzle piece that you needed to understand the assignment. Right? You were missing the mark, and you were requiring translation of these energies, of these triggers, of these subconscious things coming out. If we feel a certain way, it's symptomatic of something that is at the root. If we have a headache, there's something that we're not doing that is healthy for our body, right? And then we just, take care of the symptom with a pill, aspirin or paracetamol, and then later we find out that, the problem persists and we still need to go to the doctor and get to the root of the problem. Headaches can be from a number of things. It could be a caffeine addiction and you stop drinking coffee and all of a sudden you have headaches. It could be because you're not drinking enough water, you're dehydrated. It could be because you're not getting enough sleep, you're not allowing your brain to rest. Or it could be that you're not exercising enough or exercising too much. Either while you're dehydrated or malnourished or something like that. So your future self is coming through to say you're going to find that missing puzzle piece, and you're going to make sense of all of this, and there's going to be a lot of healing. Yeah, I did see that healing with the star there. Healing is definitely in the cards for you, and from this process you're going to grow. You're learning a lot right now about boundaries, setting boundaries, taking care of yourself. Understanding how you sabotage yourself and why you feel empty and why you feel sad and why you feel like you need to keep certain parts of yourself a secret. Okay, we have Venus again. Actually, you know what? I'm going to roll these dice again. Okay, we have the Sun. Yes, happiness. And again, pile 1. Got the Sun was the first card in pile 1. So there's a connection to pile 1. The Sun after the tears. That was a theme in pile 1. 2, money, practical things. But also, pile 1 is part 2 for you, or this is part 2 for pile 1. Okay. The second house, Taurus energy. You could have Taurus in your chart. Sun in Taurus more specifically, or the Sun in Pisces. We have Pisces here. Empath energy. The sadness, the overextending yourself very possibly. Maybe you're even giving your money to other people. By the way, your future self is coming through to say that your money is going to grow. There's healing around financial affairs for you. There needs to be a change in self-talk here, and belief systems. If you were down and out financially, you're going to be the phoenix rising. If there was an empty room and no money, whatever, you need to change your relationship with money and what you believe about money too. I'm seeing that. If you believe that money is evil, then you don't want to attract that. Money is not evil. Money is a manifestation of something that you bring from the higher realms. It is higher energy manifested in the physical. So again, if you're looking down and you're not looking up, right? So there's a lack mindset here that needs to be addressed, and it will be. It could be that you feel sorry that other people don't have money and you don't want to have money, but guess what? You can have money to help people who don't have money, right? So there's a change in perspective here that I'm seeing with your pile number 2. And I'm going to leave it at that. I feel the message has been delivered. And comment how this resonates for you in the comment section if you did not choose another pile. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Thank you for liking these videos, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It really helps the channel and it helps me bring you more. For extra content, there's Patreon, TikTok, YouTube members area. Information for that is in the description box. For the healing, natural gemstone, real gold-filled bracelets, you can find the description box. You can find a special discount with a link with a special discount. I am closing the store next week for 10 days, so if you want to get those bracelets out, now is the time before we close for a temporary time. And that was your reading. It was a pleasure to read for you guys today. Bless you all and see you sometime soon. Bye till next time. Welcome pile 3, last but not least, the Ace of Cups. And you guys got the Scarab Beetle. This is a sign of a boon, good luck, fertility, abundance. Ace of Cups, new emotional beginning, starting with self-love. It could be new love as well. If this is new love, this is going to be very lucky and abundant. You're going to feel very lucky. But it could be that the fact that you chose to pour in love to yourself and work on self-love is now bringing you boons and abundance and luck. Or also new love. All right, so I want to roll the dice before we get into the other cards here. This pile, I'm doing, all piles are different. Okay, 1, first house, or initiation energy, with which again, we have the 1 here, so 2 1s. New beginnings. Uranus energy, oof, unexpected, a breakthrough, an awakening, an epiphany possibly. And we have Virgo energy. You could have Virgo in your chart, could be Vedic, could be tropical Virgo, could be any important placement. Could be Virgo first house, meaning you have a Virgo rising very possibly. Either way, it could be that you're someone very structured and something is going to surprise you and come out of the blue and disrupt your routine in some way and have you rethink everything in a way. And this could have something to do about love, or you could have an epiphany all of a sudden and understand that you need to pour more love into yourself, take your life into your own hands and nurture yourself and focus on self-love. And with Virgo energy being there, this has something to do with healthy routines or a healthy lifestyle or effective an effective schedule in place that will be promoting self-love, more self-love, and including more self-love activities in your daily life. Because I'm seeing a new beginning when it comes to your daily life and a disruption, and it's something you love or it's an act of self-love. Now, disruption of your daily life may mean that you're gonna have a new job or do something new in your daily or move somewhere new, and your days are going to change. We have spiritual decree and the number 41 coming through. 4 plus 1 is a 5. And look at this. Just, I love the synchronicities in all these 3 readings. 41 is the number of the Ace of Cups in the tarot. So again, change. 4 plus 1 is change. And again, self-love. Self-love by spiritual decree. You've been asking and wondering what's going to happen next in your life. And it's like you've had this dormant power within you, and you kind of didn't realize how powerful you were to actually decide what's going to be next for yourself. Instead of looking for answers in readings, you're coming to the conclusion that you're maybe even watching less readings or not, or thinking of stopping it altogether, because you're starting to realize, your future self is telling you, you've realized that you can actually decide your future for yourself, and you don't need any cards to tell you what the future is going to be. What do you wish to have happen next? You make it happen. That's the energy you're coming into. You're going to use your divine birthright of free will. You're going to voice your wants, your needs to the universe, and you're going to empower yourself to set those cosmic wheels in motion in favor of what you want your life to be. Decree it, and you shall be it. Decree it, and it shall be. So you may have been praying, asking for help, wanting directions, asking, feeling lost. But you've become wiser through this process. And the way you're approaching life and outcomes and this whole concept of what is my life going to be is changing. You're going to make the map for yourself, and you're going to follow it with everything. You want to go somewhere, you make it happen. You want to be somewhere, you're going to make it happen. You're going to do something, you're going to make it happen. Right? We have home. So something about your home space, and the number 35 could be relevant here. 3 plus 5 is also an 8. So there's something about a way things have always been done, or a routines that you have in place, a daily life, or your home life is under a microscope right now, and it's something that is on your mind. We have the cave here. Maybe you're feeling constricted in your home. We have the number 32 could be relevant, and the number 5. So 3 plus 2 is a 5. So change. We have 2 5s here. Guess what? Pile number 1 also got the 2 5s. So it could be that you're connected to pile 1, and we have the number 1 here. So there could be a message in pile 1 for you. This happens a lot here on the channel in my readings. You get more than one pile. But 32, in pile 2, you got 32 with the Phoenix rising. 32 is a number of victory. 3 plus 2 is a 5, but 32 is a number of winning, success. So whatever you decree will be successful. Whatever you manifest will pan out, will be successful. And again, something to do with your home. And with the number 8 being there, it could be stable prosperity coming in for you. And you're going to surprise yourself with how you realize this and how fast you can actually bring things in. We have the devil, Capricorn energy. You could have Capricorn in your chart, and the number 15 as well as the number 6. So Venusian energy, Taurus and Libra coming through. The Tower, you could have Scorpio in your chart. Again, this is Uranus energy. See? Synchronicities. I didn't shuffle the cards on camera, but these dice are showing the synchronicities. That is Tower energy. It's Uranus energy, Scorpio energy, Mars energy. Something sudden. Oh, this is what I love about these two together. It's an end to the toxicity. Any toxic structure within you, around you, in your home is crumbling. A faulty foundation. Anything toxic is leaving your home. It's leaving your life. Suddenly, out of the blue, poofed. It's changed. No longer. The toxicity is no longer. That's what your future self wants you to know. but it has a lot to do with restructuring your day, or your day will absolutely change in a very positive way because of this, and you're getting a new beginning because of this. It could be communication, written communication that comes through. We have the Five of Cups. Yes, there is a level of sadness involved here. Now again, I reiterate, I do not read tragedies. Tragedies do not come through in these readings. So this is not saying that someone is going to die. Same as pile 1, we got the Death card. I do not read that. I do not allow that energy to come through. I have boundaries. But again, with every structure that has been in place, even if it's toxic, it brings sadness. There's a sadness to it. Even if it's a sadness to the time that you wasted, that you can't recover. But again, that is a misconception. You can't recover that time. It depends on how you lead your days forward, how you seize the day, every day moving forward. Okay? Oh, look at that, 10 of Pentacles. Look, when it comes to wealth and health, it's looking really good for you. Your home life, there's going to be enough money. Maybe, you know, there's even, you're sad to move from a place that you've been living for some time because there's a better place and you're going to have the money to go to a better place. I'm seeing money, I'm seeing stability, I'm seeing structure, I'm seeing health, I'm seeing wealth, I'm seeing being able to provide for your family. I'm seeing a lot of money coming through for you. It's the end of your sadness. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. Look, there's a clear substitution. If you've been sad and down, you're going to be so happy and uplifted. Wishes are coming through. Your wishes are coming through. Trine, everything's going to flow. If there have been obstacles before, it was because of that toxicity. But something's going to happen to make that toxicity crumble. Now, it could be that you have an epiphany, a sudden realization that you need to let go of an addiction that's been holding you back. It could even be workaholism, working too much. It could be negative self-talk and thinking. It could be substances. It could be people. It could be a place. It could be an array of things. But everything's going to harmonize from in the future. Your future self is coming through to say things are going to harmonize. And, you know, the universe works in mysterious ways. You don't know this. You don't see this coming. But there's a lot of healing surrounding you. And this is happening behind the scenes for you. This energy is already in motion. And you kind of already know this. And you've been trusting your intuition and following your intuition, and this is where it's leading you. So keep trusting your intuition. Your psychic abilities are very strong. You have been moving through uncertainty and you feel blindfolded, but you feel like you're in the dark here. I just heard Plato and the cave. So look up the Greek philosopher Plato and the cave, and read that. It's something about you are feeling like you're in the darkness. There's a situation where this is all you've ever known, but you're going to peek outside and you're going to see something different, and it's going to show you how limited your life has been. So there's a spiritual awakening here that is going to set you into a much better life. Pile 3, what else can I say here? There's not much else to say. I think it's all been said, really. Pile 3 tends to be smaller than the other piles, and for some reason you tend to be taken to 1 or 2 of the other piles, so there could be messages there for you. It was a pleasure to read for you guys today. I hope this was helpful. Let me know how this resonates in the comments section. If it did not, choose another pile. Thank you for all your likes. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for commenting. It really helps the channel, and it helps me bring you more of these readings. Extra content is on Patreon, TikTok, YouTube members area. Information for that is in the description box. I do have a healing real natural gemstone and real gold filled bracelets with healing properties on Etsy. The description, the information is in the description box with a special discount code. The store will be closing next week for 10 days, so if you want a bracelet, get it now. We've restocked, we have tons of them now. Extra content, I already told you. For readings, life purpose reports, energy healings, you can find my email in the description box. It was a pleasure to read for you guys today. Bless you all and see you sometime soon. Bye. Till next time.